we have conquered Maya every cycle, and we are the ones who can conquer Maya. And I was just thinking, that any war is always won when you have a good strategy. Yes, so you need very good strategy to win over Maya. Now you cannot win over Maya by fighting with Maya. Yes, because you can't fight with something that doesn't exist. Yes, so what is Maya? Maya is the absence of light. Yes, Maya is the absence of spiritual power. Baba has clarified that Maya is the creation of a weak mind. Yes, so Maya doesn't have an existence of its own. It is a product of weakness. So how can you, fight something which doesn't have an existence of its own? You cannot fight darkness. Yes, because darkness is the absence of light. You can switch on the light, switch off the light, but you have to do everything with light, not with darkness. Similarly, Maya, you cannot fight with Maya by fighting with Maya. Yes, because it's very interesting. The more attention you pay to Maya, attention is the food of Maya. So it starts growing. So the more you fight with Maya, the more Maya wins over you. So if you actually see, Maya wants you to fight with Maya. Yes, and Maya wants you. So these days, we have, you have ADHD. So you need. So ADHD is diagnosed as a situation where children are seeking attention. So Maya also has big ADHD, always seeking attention. So Maya will always seek your attention. So Maya will give you a weak thought, and then Maya will ask you to engage with it. And when you don't engage, what does Maya do? Maya throws tantrums and asks you to, again pull your attention, and it tries to again engage you. So that's how Maya works. And how do you deal with Maya? So you have to have enough power to stay stable in the face of Maya. Yes? So I will tell you one thing, some stories, real life stories, when we hear, they're very inspiring, and because we are in Seva, so we listen to many stories that people share about their life and about their struggles and everything. And there's one such story that one brother shared, and it was very beautiful. So he said that, he's a businessman, and because he's a businessman, so he said that I ended up drinking almost 6 days a week. So, every other day there's a dinner. It's with a client or a supplier or some deal of the business is going on, or with friends and family, or there's a party or something. And he said, Didi, I was drinking 6 days a week, but I did not realize I was an addict. I always thought I'm an occasional drinker, because I'm an occasional drinker with only too many occasions. Yes, so I thought I'm an occasional drinker. And he said that, after that, one of my very close friends died because of this alcohol addiction. And when he died, so we were taking him to the crematorium, and in that moment there was somebody inside me who said that you are also an addict. And I said, no, I'm not an addict. I'm an occasional drinker. I have my reasons, you see. Every day there is some or the other reason. I don't drink out of habit. I'm not addicted. And then, I started debating with that someone who I don't know who that is, but that someone was telling me from inside that you are also an addict. And then I started debating with that someone, and then that voice told me that, okay, if you're not an addict, leave alcohol for 15 days. And I don't know what happened in that moment. I took up the challenge and then I couldn't. And then I realized, oh, I'm an addict. And then when I realized I'm an addict, an alcohol addict, so I wanted to deal with that. And he had come just to take the course and he was sharing this experience. And he said, because I wanted to leave alcohol, I had to leave everything associated with it. And everything associated with it was pretty much everything I had. So he said, I had to leave the clubs I was a member of, the restaurants I used to frequent, or the friends I used to hang out with, or I had to change my whole setup of the business because I couldn't have dinners with the colleagues, and I always proposed them, let's have lunch, I'm busy for dinner. So I stopped going out for dinners. I pretty much changed everything. I changed my route, which I took to the office. And despite everything, every day I ended up coming home and asking my wife to prepare food while I had 2 drinks. So I changed all of that outside, and then in my home I used to drink. And then I started getting very frustrated with myself because I felt like I'm a loser who cannot even deal with one bad habit. What will I do in life? And then this started gnawing at my heart, and then somebody suggested that, just ask your wife to, request her that please prepare some soup and snacks for me when I'm back from office, so that I first eat that, so then, that craving is gone. So, and I tried it and it worked. And I don't think it's the soup and snacks, it's just the last nail in the coffin, I think. So maybe that worked and I stopped drinking. And he said, I've been a teetotaler for 3 years now, and that's my journey of addiction. So you see, why I'm sharing this thing with you is, sometimes it looks like a small thing. What is it? You have to just leave drinking. But when you want to leave something that is addictive, you have to understand the roots of it. And when something is addictive, it's not what it looks like, it's that addiction that you figure out is just the tip of the iceberg. But there is a lot beneath it. There's a whole system beneath it which triggers that addiction. And when Baba, so just think about, when we are talking about something very basic, very physical, like alcohol, it's so difficult to, overcome that addiction. And he said, Didi, finally, I realized it's willpower that makes you leave addiction. And I could leave it because I had the will and I figured out the way. So, you need the will and the way both. Now, when Baba comes, Baba makes us aware of these addictions of vices. This lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed. And Baba says that your whole system, your mind, your body, your speech, your actions, your karma, Everything is dominated by these five vices. Your life is dominated by these five vices. And you don't realize it. Just like, that brother said, no, I am just an occasional drinker with too many occasions. So, we also think that, I'm not an angry person. I just have too many reasons to be angry. Or, I'm not lustful. It's just that, I'm married. So, it's my dharma in marriage to engage in lust. Or I'm not greedy, but, it's just I have to fend for children, so I'm just after money because I have to fend for my children. Or I'm not attached, but I'm just taking care. Yes, so, but we don't realize that we are very addicted. And Baba says that, okay, if you're just engaging in lust because of marriage, then try remaining celibate for an year. Yes, so can you? So, so Baba says, you don't realize that you are an addict of lust, and you're giving the excuse that, I don't have lust in me. I'm just, carrying out my duties in the dharma of marriage. But no, we are a lust addict. And it's so when lust is being supplied inside the marriage, then you stay, within that boundary. And when there is some expectation about that vice which is not being met, you go outside also. So no marriage, no boundary of marriage can stop you, because that's not the problem. Marriage, lust is not about marriage. Lust is lust, it's a vice. And anger is anger. It's not the reason which is making you angry. Anger is making you angry. Greed is giving you the reason. It's not the reason which is making you greedy. Greed is the reason. And attachment, you think that you are taking care of children, but you're so attached that you will do whatever they want, even if it's the wrong thing to do. And there was this one brother, and he once told me that I have a friend, and he is, when you talk to him, he sounds like the most intelligent person on earth, and you cannot talk before him. He will just make you keep quiet. And then he has a 20-year-old son who has been a drug addict for 7 years now. And during COVID, when it was very difficult to procure drugs, this father, he made every possible effort to make that cigarette available to this son. He just pulled all the, contacts, and he made sure that his son gets that supply. And he says that, I love my child. So just think about what attachment is making you do. Kill your child. Yes, but we say that, I'm not attached. I'm not blinded by attachment. The sign of attachment is it makes you blind. But then people will very proudly say, I'm not blinded by attachment. I just care. I just take care. So, okay. So if you're just taking care, then if your attachment or your care is giving the wrong signal, can you withdraw it? No, you think that, everything that I have belongs to the child. So how can I withdraw it? So the thing is, we are so into addiction and we keep denying it. And then Baba says, once you realize you are an addict with knee deep, you are into that addiction. I don't know, knee deep is deep enough. You're up to this throat, I think, into that addiction. And now you want to pull yourself out. Baba says you need proper strategy. One is, you need the Baba says, I remind you first that it is very, very possible for you to come out of that addiction because you've done it every cycle. So first thing is, Baba reminds us that it's nothing new. You're not doing it for the first time. You have done it always and you can come out of it. So, and here we are talking about the addiction of vices, something that is very subtle, but we have to realize that every kalpa I have given up lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed. And Baba says, with this, this memory that, or this reminiscence that Baba has told me that I have become a winner every cycle, then Baba says you need a will. So that will is generated when you know that Baba is here and Baba is telling me that I have been a conqueror of Maya every cycle. So yes, I have been. And then there's a way also. So if you don't figure out the way, what is the way? So first thing in the way is yoga. If you don't get up at Amrit Vela, if you don't remember Baba at Amrit Vela, you don't have the power. There is no strategy. Yes, so if no power, how will you win over Maya? And therefore Baba says that first thing you have to pay attention to is Amrit Vela if you want to be Maya Jeet. And then apart from Amrit Vela, there is, this importance that has to be given to purity and to churning of Baba's knowledge and to keeping in your awareness, holding in your awareness your virtues, your powers, your aim and everything else that Baba tells us. Yes, so Baba says there has to be a way also, a method also. It's not like I realize and I want to get over addictions, but I cannot get up in the morning. If you can't get up in the morning and you don't remind yourself, who am I? And you don't draw love from Baba, don't draw peace from Baba, don't fill your heart with the virtues and powers that you need during the day to, to conquer Maya, then how will you win over these vices? Because negative thoughts, negative feelings, they emerge in the mind like a sledgehammer. Yes, so they come very sharply and they just hit you in the mind. And you need very good spiritual strength to not get attacked by it. You need that strength. And that strength is built through the power of knowledge, through the power of yoga, through the power of purity, through the power of, being a good child of Baba. And, there is this interesting thing that I have observed, integrity. So, when your thoughts, words and actions are in alignment with Srimad, then that gives you a lot of power. And I think I like to call it the power of truth. So, when, because Baba's Srimad is true, and when you align your thought, word and action with Srimad, then you have something in you which is called the power of truth. And that power of truth is what gives you the confidence to win over Maya. So it is very important that I follow Srimad completely. Because when there is disalignment between what you know, what you speak and what you do, yes, so now that we are Baba's children, we know, right? We can't not know now, right? It's not like I don't know. That's not the situation now. From not knowing to knowing, we have had that journey. So now we know. We know this is to be done and this is not to be done. And if there is, if I don't, and you know what is true, and you also speak what is true, right? You say this is the right thing to do, that is not the right thing to do. But if my actions are not in alignment, so you know that you have to get up at 2, 3, 3:30, 4, but and you say that we must get up at that time, but you get up at 5 or 6, yes, then what happens? You lose faith in yourself. Yes, you lose faith in yourself. And that's a very big loss. And you lose your swaman. You lose your self-esteem. And Baba says that the more you need self-esteem. You need to know that you're stronger than Maya. I'm more powerful than the most powerful weapon that Maya uses. And how do you get that confidence? You get that confidence when you follow Srimad. So, when your thoughts, words, and actions are aligned, and you are doing in spirit whatever you know and whatever you speak, then what happens is, you have a lot of power within you. And then you have the confidence that, I will not give in to Maya's pulls. Otherwise, when you don't have integrity between thought, word, and action, then what happens is your own swaman is very low. And then what is your vibration? So if vibration had a language, then your vibration is saying to Maya, I'm weaker than you. And your vibration is telling Maya, come and attack me. So that's precisely the law of attraction, is it not? So when we talk about the law of attraction, it is your vibration speaking to the universe, come and attack me. So that's how you are speaking to the universe when you have low self-esteem. So when, in your mind space also, what are the thoughts you create? Today also I wanted to get up in the morning and look at this sleep, I was not able to get up. Whatever I want to do, I'm not able to do. Now just think about it. If you spoke this to another person, what message is he getting? He's getting the message you're very vulnerable. And that's the message Maya is getting. That isse to kuch nahi hoga. So I can do whatever I want with this fellow. So we have to understand that, conquering Maya is about will and way, both. So, Baba says that I have always conquered Maya, so I can. And that's the will. And then the way is, follow Srimad totally. If I sleep in the morning, I cannot win over Maya. I do not, even in my mind, I don't think I can win over Maya. How will I do it in, truth? We cannot do it. You cannot make something a reality which is not even a thought. So even your mind will betray you when you start telling it, no, I will win over Maya. Your mind will say, "Pehle uth to ja." You are not even getting up in the morning. What will you conquer Maya? You don't even have the confidence. How will you conquer Maya? So Baba says it is, this discipline. When Baba says get up in the morning, eat whatever is according to Srimad, it's not just about spirituality. It's also about, these choices when you make, they give you a confidence that I can do whatever I choose to do. And nobody can, deceive me in that regard. So Baba says that this is how, you conquer over Maya, and you have to have a proper understanding that without Yog Bal, without Gyan Bal, without the power of purity, and today Baba says that 8 hours of yoga you have. Yes, but how will we have 8 hours of yoga? What are we busy doing? We have a lot of work, right? See this one, see that one, pass comments on this one, give labels to that one. Yes? So we are busy doing all of that. So Baba says, until you are a detached observer to others, how will you have yoga with Baba for 8 hours? So, you will either do Swardarshan or Pardarshan. Now, we are busy doing Pardarshan. And I will give you one very interesting example. I've shared this very often in class. When I started doing yoga in the beginning, so I would get up and then I would keep a check on who else got up and who else is sleeping. Okay, I would just mentally keep thinking, this person didn't come and they are sleeping, and this one came 5 minutes late, and that one, that one is sleeping and meditating, so I don't think they're meditating. And then, that one person who is sleeping, after the yoga, I'll go and just shout at that person and how bad BK you are and how you can sleep while it's Amrit Vela and this and that. Because, I'm not meditating, right? I'm just getting up and being a watchman. So that was all I was doing. And then, this person who was sleeping every day, he told me, why don't you do one thing? It will be beneficial for you and me both. So I said, what? So I said, don't get up at Amrit Vela, you sleep. You will also find rest and I will also be at rest. Let us live in peace. Yes, so then I figured out, whatever I'm doing is not okay. And then I thought, why am I getting up? Am I getting up to keep a tab on who is sleeping and who is, yawning and who is doing what? I'm getting up to remember Baba. Where am I remembering Baba? So then I started, thinking that, no, why am I getting up? I'm getting up to do something. Let me do that. And, this is what we are doing all day. And Baba says, if you have yoga with everyone else, you are observing them, how can you have yoga with me? And, it's very important that we have to be detached observers to everyone else. Now, what is a detached observer? So is a detached observer someone who stands quietly in the corner and then he just sees somebody breaks utensils and spill food and do, all sorts of damage and not say anything? No. A detached observer is, so you see, all through the day, you don't have a seat to sit comfortably and just watch the game. So you're not in some movie theater, where you sit comfortably and watch the show. You are a participant. You have a role to play also, right? So what does being a detached observer practically mean while you are going through the day? So detached observer means you take your position of stability inside and don't come into emotional fluctuation. When you see something, nothing should upset you, nothing should irritate you, nothing should start a question of why, what. And then you instruct the needful, do the needful. Yes? So you saw somebody not doing things the right way. So instead of shouting, hey, what are you doing? What do you say? Do it this way. Just do it this way. Don't do it that way. Just do it this way. Even if they don't listen, say it again. Anyways, you shout 10 times, so can't you speak 10 times? So just like you shout 10 times, speak 10 times. 10 times you tell them, not this way, this way. If possible, go and give a helping hand. If not possible, instruct also, but with compassion, with good wishes and good feelings. So Baba says, this is how you be a detached observer through the day, and always take care that my Buddhi Yoga is with Baba. I am drawing in light and might and peace and love from Baba, and having a very good experience of Sangam Yoga while I am carrying out all the duties in and around me. So that is, and Baba says, if you want to be a conqueror of Maya, at least 8 hours of yoga. Okay, so 8 hours of yoga you need, because you need to do 3 things simultaneously: finish old accounts, not create new accounts, and have some opening of the lock of the intellect, so that you are inspired to do some good work also, some seva also. So Baba says, for that much cleansing of your buddhi, you need at least 8 hours of yoga. So when you wash dishes, you have to have expertise about which dish will need how much of detergent and the dish cleaning stuff, and how much it needs to be rubbed. So Baba says 8 hours of yoga you need for this cleansing to happen, and only when this buddhi is clean, you will get the touching about seva. Because I see most of Baba's children, they don't even get a thought that I should do seva. Why? Today Baba is talking about devise methods for seva and this and that, but most Baba's children, they don't even think about doing any seva. Why? Because that lock is closed, na? So any good karma will not come to your buddhi. So that inspiration to do good karma will come when you have 8 hours of yoga. And when your intellect is locked, then you don't even think about doing good karma. So that thought doesn't occur, whether it is seva through the body, mind or wealth. That thought for seva, in order to touch you, even for that amount of lock opening, and for that strength to come to you, to win over all obstacles, so that you can do that seva. Because even if you get a thought that I must do some seva, then you'll think, I have 2 children, and then I have to leave something for them, and then how much can I spend for Baba when I have so many liabilities and this and that. And then you will again struggle, be a yodha inside, be a kshatriya, struggle and leave. And then you will think, okay, Baba has so many children, others will do it, why should I do it? And then you will leave that thought. Why? Because Maya will not allow you to actually materialize a thought, even if you have it. And you need 8 hours of yoga, so that you have enough unlocking of the intellect to have that thought and also execute it. Because most of the times a thought of good karma comes, but it dies down before you can execute it. Yes, so children will, so there's this very good story, so in bhakti there's this story, and so there was a huge gathering, a satsang, and then there was this one person sitting at the back, and then there was this aarti ki thali, they bring that aarti ki thali, so that was being brought. So this person sitting at the back thought, I will donate 10 lakhs here, because so many people are coming and they are having, they are remembering God, and it's such a good place, and this needs renovation and I must contribute. And then people started donating in that thali. And then slowly this person also started revising in his thoughts. And then the thali moved a little closer, and this person thought, okay, not 10 lakhs, maybe 1 lakh is enough. No, how much renovation do they have to do? 1 lakh is enough. Anyways, the lot is okay, only here and there something they have to do. And then slowly the thali moved closer, and this person thought, okay, they have already so many adherents and so many people are doing. Well, even if I do 10,000, it is good enough. And this is how his thoughts started getting revised. And by the time the thali reached this person, he thought, this thali is already full. Let me pick something from it and keep it for myself. And then he stealthily picked something and kept it for himself. So, we need a lot of yoga power. We need a lot of yoga power to not do bad karma, finish old accounts, and be inspired to do good karma. And Baba says minimum 8 hours. But how do you do that minimum 8 hours? Only when you stop looking at others and be a detached observer. Stop looking doesn't mean stop physically looking, but you stop engaging your buddhi with other people's actions. You instruct them, guide them, help them do better, but you don't think about their actions. And you remember Baba and build that stage where you will be inspired to do seva. And when you are inspired to do seva and have the strength to put that thought into execution, only then can you create a good fortune for yourself. Okay? Om Shanti.